Hello, and welcome to the Libri Labra book club discussion. Today I'm joined by, and we're trying this again, by the way. Okay, there we are. It's working. All right, sweet. Let me just pause that. Okay, so it wasn't working before, but I'm joined today by my husband, John, and also by book club VIP member, Tom Brennan.
Hello.
And today we are discussing Holy Cow by David Duchovny. And so if you have read it, obviously stick around. If you haven't read it and you don't like spoilers, then you may want to read it and come back some other time because we're definitely going to be talking about it and being spoilerish and things. We were also supposed to be joined by Kelly, who unfortunately had an important matter to take care of and could not join us, but we miss her, as always. I'm hoping I can get through this without coughing. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. All right. I don't know where to start with this book, honestly.
Holy Cow is a great reaction because it's kind of ridiculous. In a good way.
Holy cow. She was trying to be a holy cow.
She was totally trying to be a holy cow. You finally just got that, huh?
Oh my gosh. So Holy Cow is about a cow named Elsie. We actually listened to the audiobook, and it's read by David Duchovny, who I don't know, Tom, how would you describe it? Just how he read it, because I too was having trouble picturing him as Elsie.
Oh yeah, it's kind of took me out of the narrative to have a male narrator narrating a female character as the main character. Plus, David Duchovny. Well, if you've seen him act, I would not that I have because I'm not a big X-Files fan.
Yeah, I'm not either.
His delivery is pretty deadpan.
Pretty is an understatement.
Yeah. So again, that kind of took me out of it as well. So. Would I preferred a female narrator? Probably, but he is the author, so.
Right, but even in like audiobooks where there is a male narrator and doing female voices, they usually at least try to get into character and they try to sound like a female. And he wasn't having any of that. He was just like, "This is how I'm going to read it."
Well, there is a certain contingent. I understand that doesn't like when male narrators do that. Like, they have these ridiculous high voices and such. So that's the counter argument. So.
No, I mean, I definitely understand why he did it the way he did it. His humor is very specific. So, and he was definitely, I mean, there was a lot of times that he really didn't need to point out his own jokes. But he does. And he does it on purpose.
Again, and again.
And again.
And again.
It was
You see what he did there?
I see what he did there. It was like... I mean, sometimes they weren't the best jokes. They were just corny jokes. Like, why would you want to highlight a really super corny joke? They're
absolutely on purposefully dad jokes, I'm sure. Like, that's his style. He's... And I'm pretty sure he laughs at them internally.
So, this book, I feel like, and this might be a strange comparison, but it made me think of The Alchemist.
I didn't read that one.
Because, okay,
I think I read a little bit of it. I don't...
Do you plan on reading it? I don't want to spoil The Alchemist for you. Yeah, I don't think I can get my point across without spoiling it. Yeah,
I'll worry about that later.
You put that in the forum for people who want to read it.
I'll put it inside spoiler tags. But, so, as far as the story goes, I feel like I appreciated Elsie's commentary on her perception of humans a lot more than the second half, where I guess it was Elsie's story, where Elsie then decided to go on this journey. Like, I think I kind of got bored with Elsie's journey.
Well, it wasn't just her journey, but it wasn't specified where things had, like, where it was...
It kind of felt like half and half to me. Like, it felt like half the book was her establishing, how she lives, how she's an animal, who the other farm people are, and, how she thinks humans are weird.
So you're saying you were more interested in the world building aspect of it than the actual story, her story itself?
I was more interested in Elsie's thoughts about humans than I was in Elsie's personal story. Yes.
Okay.
Because I felt like it was more like the whole thing with the TV, the way she was talking about like
the God box.
The God box, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought that was interesting. Like I don't watch much TV, but I kind of feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people will sit in front of the TV and not even watch anything and just click and click and click
Mm-hmm.
and just go through channels. It's like, dude, like, how's your brain not mush? Like
it is. That's how that happened. It's out of habit now.
And there's also a part of me that feels like the TV is used in a way, like Josie and the Pussycats. Did you see that? Like the way.
No, I didn't.
What? You never saw Josie and the Pussycats? Anyway, like they used music and media as a way to control the masses.
Oh, I knew that's what the story was.
Yeah, and so that's kind of how I feel about the TV. So I get the whole referring to it as the God box thing.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Definitely tinfoil hat, that thing. It's definitely what it's used for.
But she makes it a point to say she wanted to see all those documentaries and such. So she's an outlier in that regard.
Yeah.
She actually uses it to gain knowledge. So.
I was also kind of annoyed about all the references to, my agent said.
Oh, God.
My agent said this, and my agent said that, and my agent told me not to put this in here, but I'm going to put it in here anyway. And
I thought it was the editor. And
the editor, yeah. What?
If you had an editor, he wouldn't let you do this in the first place.
Right. But it made me wonder if there was like any accuracy in that in regards to
when David was
Duchovny's actual editor
out, and he could
being
hand it over, and he was like, "No, don't. What are you doing?" And he's like, "I don't care. You can tell me all you want. I'll write what I want in it. It's my book.
Mm-hmm.
It's my story." I get it. I mean, but yeah,
that's the breaking the fourth wall aspect was kind of a overused thing. It's like when you're listening to a podcast and they make a segue and then you feel the need to point out, oh, look at what a good segue is. Like,
yeah.
Pointing it out makes it not good. You know that, right?
Yep.
So that's always a risk because if the story's here and the reader's over here, and they come and say, oh, I want to be in your story. I'm into your story now. But maybe that outside the box thing puts them out here, and they never get quite back into the story. So
maybe that's what happened. He kept throwing you out of the story, and you're like, fine, I'm over here then.
Yeah.
The book got much better when you stopped doing that. When incidentally, that was when she went on her journey. So.
And so she was traveling with Shalom.
Yes, Jerry, aka Shalom.
He was
He was a pig.
The pig.
He on his way to Israel because they don't eat pork there.
Right, and who was the turkey?
Tom Turkey.
Tom the turkey.
And I don't remember what the other animals' feelings were when they got to their respective areas. Like I remember how Elsie felt when she was surrounded by.
Did Tom make it to Turkey?
Yeah, they did. I thought
so too.
And then they had to get right back out again. And I can't remember the reason why.
There was something about them being chased by the camel got involved and then screwed it up for everybody.
Well, that was
Joe Camel.
Wasn't that in Israel though?
I think that was in Israel.
Yeah,
you're right.
There was some reason they had to get the hell out of Turkey really quickly, but I can't remember what the reason was.
I don't remember either. Tom, did you read like the ebook and the?
Yes.
Okay. Did they have pictures in the ebook?
They did.
Okay.
And you could, zoom in on them on I could zoom in on them on my tablet. So
That's cool. What did you think of the titles, the chapter titles?
Did you see those?
Yeah, I saw them. But again, it's the kind of point. Look how clever I am.
Yeah.
Right.
I so got tired of that.
Well, there's a few that are like that have parentheses underneath them.
I really hope.
Oh yeah,
not.
all the references. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like again, it's not a good reference if you have to point it out.
Right. Agreed. But maybe he did all that on purpose for some reason.
Oh, he did, but I don't know what the reason would be.
I
don't. Yeah.
It just sounds like one. It's just the whole book was this one big dad joke.
Well, when he stopped doing it, like I said, when it seemed like he stopped doing it when the animals left the farm and they started on their journey, and then things actually got good, and I liked it. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Like one of my favorite parts is when Tom was watching the birds fly, and he's like, I wish I could go. But then it turns out he can fly jet aircraft for some reason. But okay, so.
How did that even come about? I don't understand. I just didn't understand that.
What?
That he ended up flying the airplane.
Well, he can fly. Just can't.
He's a pilot.
Fly. Yeah.
The turkey's a pilot.
Yeah, turkey's a pilot. I liked his reading when the turkey was doing his pilot voice. That was really good, I have to say.
I must have missed that.
Oh yeah, because he would announce attention all passengers, and he would go on with the thing, and it's like oh my god, he's flying the plane, and like I said, the way Duchovny read that was really, really good. So
I have to go back and see if I missed that somehow.
I did not realize he was publishing so many books.
Duchovny?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's got quite a few under his belt, actually.
One just recently released. I don't remember.
Was it like yesterday or 2 days ago?
It was like May 1st, I think.
3 days, 4 days
came
ago?
out.
Jeez, I don't know what's happening in my week.
It sounded kind of interesting. I don't know if I'm ready to do another David Duchovny though.
Not if it's like.
But like I feel like this one is.
You don't laugh at my dad jokes. I can't even understand. I see how you understand, like, enjoy another one of these books.
Did you like this book? So why are you talking about the I don't laugh at your dad jokes? Like,
do I like?
You know what?
This may be an off-air conversation.
Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you understand
that?
Like,
as we were listening, because we started listening in the car, and I felt like we were just constantly groaning. Just like looking at each other, like really.
Doing the first part of the book, yes.
Yeah. Yep.
So
what about the message of the book? I mean, I understand Duchovny is a vegetarian.
Oh, that makes a little sense.
I thought the message was the grass is not greener on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always greener.
And I don't know. I just
see grass, pasture, cows get it. No,
oh man.
Like, to me, message wise, it's just kind of like you have to make the best out of what you have, I guess, and not keep wishing for this distant thing. Like, you can't be like, oh, my happiness is over there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the people who are truly happy are people who learn to appreciate what they have, even if that's like barely anything. Mm-hmm. If you could appreciate what you have, those people are way happier than the people that are like, oh, when I get a new job, I'm going to be happy. When I do this, I'm going to be happy. And Elsie obviously thought that if she got to India, her whole life would be different.
Well, they worship cows there.
Mm-hmm. And she was not ready to be a diva or a queen or whatever.
She found the other cows, and they were all like, well, you can't be goddess and an animal. Yeah. But she's like, but I am an animal. I'm an animal.
She wasn't ready. Animal too. She just wasn't ready.
And they're like,
right.
I have cows would hiss. I don't know. I think that's how they hiss.
Your cows hiss.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a few moo jokes in there too.
Oh.
True, but going back to the cows, it's like, okay, you can join our tribe, but you can't have any interaction with any other tribe. Because you're supposedly this lofty society, which I guess shows, being put on a pedestal is not good, and also being hated like right. Jerry was in Israel. That's not good either. Because he said, "Oh, I know. I'll go to Israel and people will leave me alone." It's like, well, no, people will do violence to you because they hate you so much. So,
I guess it really depends on the reason why you don't eat pigs, right?
Yep. I guess they're considered unclean.
Tom, do you eat meat?
I do.
Yeah, me do too. I, without getting like too majorly serious, I don't like the idea of animals being just treated like really crappily, because they are.
I agree.
Yeah, and so there's nothing about that I like, but I still feel like there's a food chain. But you know what? But that being said, and I've mentioned this a few times, and that may be how vegans feel about it, and maybe I'd change my mind if I was actually in this situation. Right. But I've said that if we were still all killing our own meat, I might not.
Oh yeah, they'd be
totally
most everybody would be
the rest of my life. Yeah,
myself included.
If I actually have to go, no.
Yeah,
because it does not take long for me to get attached to an animal.
I wouldn't even just slice a fish when I was fishing. I just no.
You were like, "Here, Dad."
Yeah, no. My uncle took us fishing, and he was all like, he was like, "Oh, you gotta." No, I wouldn't even go as far as putting a shrimp on a hook. I was like, no, why? Yeah. You put there's a way that you can actually put it on the hook, and you put it through, and it stays on the hook alive, so that when the fish eat it.
Clearly, I've never been fishing.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it.
But I would think there has to be some kind of a compromise between, obviously, the conditions that the animals are living in are awful.
Well, that's the reason why you had specific people go out on hunts.
Well, not just that, but like
I would go
you have farms that raise a small amount of animals, and you would get it from the farm versus like this whole mass production thing where we're injecting them with hormones and like that's not cool. But this reminds me of a story. I don't know if you read it. I thought you said you were going to. It was Bryan Cranston's memoir.
I have not.
Okay.
I really enjoyed that.
That was a good one. There are Breaking Bad spoilers in it though, so.
Of course, I will have to see that first.
So one of the first few stories he tells is when he was young and with his brother, and I don't know if they grew up on a farm or what they were doing on the farm. I don't know if it was a summer thing or what, but he was talking about how his dad was like, okay, it's time to learn how to like behead the chickens. And that he like tried to do it and he only like half cut the chicken's neck, and so like blood was everywhere, and he described the whole thing as a child, like having to deal with that as a child. 8 or 10 or something. Yeah, like something really young, just the horror of all of it, and how upset his dad was that he couldn't do it, and I don't know. So I mean, I guess there'd only be a few people eating meat. But I didn't know David Duchovny.
Yeah, I think I remember reading that on the Goodreads blurb for the questions on the book. But yeah, like you said, if everybody had to hunt and kill their own food, there'd be a lot more vegetarians in this world. So.
I wonder if like that was kind of his inspiration, like to personify
why not?
Elsie, and it's like now every cow is no longer a cow; it's an Elsie.
Of course, its name is Elsie.
And it could have been like Bessie.
Oh man.
But wait, is there this there's some quotes on the back here. One is from Rob Lowe. Oh, author of Love Life. I don't know if that's like the actor Rob Lowe. David Duchovny is a very smart and wryly entertaining actor and now novelist. Although I will never publicly admit to jealousy, I am having him killed.
I like how David Duchovny is a very smart and wryly entertaining actor. And now a novelist.
Yeah. It's actually, holy crap, he wrote a book, or holy cow, he wrote a book.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the best cow-based theology odyssey of all time, a hybrid of Joyce's Ulysses and Beef. Elsie Bovary is a modern-day Demona. Craig Ferguson, author of American on Purpose.
You know who Craig Ferguson is?
Is
the new Late Show host?
Yeah,
well, not new, but it was like 5 years ago.
I can't picture him.
CC.
Oh, you know who he is. He was the boss in Drew Carey show.
I really can't picture him.
Oh my god.
I'd have to see it. You know I'm a face person. I'm a face person. Let's see.
Craig Ferguson.
Oh, that guy.
That guy. Yeah. Funny guy, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what else to say about Elsie.
Move on to someone else. What was the name of her best friend?
Mallory?
Was it
Mallory?
Okay.
Did we get an update on Mallory and her babies?
She had the calf, right? She only had one. They only have one at a time.
Yeah, I thought Mallory had disappeared.
Well, Mallory didn't want to go anywhere because she was like, I'm okay here.
Yeah, well, no, she was getting from the bulls now, so she was okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Is she want to be a stay-at-home mother while Elsie went to travel and see the world?
Yep.
Did Mallory name her calf?
I don't recall. I think the answer is yes, but I don't know. Right? I don't know what that name would be. But...
Mallory. Wonder where he got these names from.
Well, the last name I think comes from Madame Bovary, but I'm not sure what the connection is.
Bovine and ovaries?
Oh, there you go.
I mean,
what? Ovaries? What do ovaries have to do with
anything? It's a female.
anything?
It's a cow.
Oh.
Come on.
Hold on. Bovary. What did Madame Bovary do?
Basically, carry on an affair. Uh-oh.
Wait, what just happened?
Okay, there was a glitch in the
broadcasting.
Matrix. It does say we'll.
Yeah, it sounded like we're waiting for other people to get the call, and there's no other people coming, and...
Odd.
So I don't know. Is it still going? I think so.
Wouldn't you have to click the live button?
Oh, hey.
It says live on my screen, if that helps.
You're smart, John. All right.
I know I keep you around, though.
Sometimes it happens.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
like a clock. It's a clock. Broken clock is right twice a day.
That's funny.
So, what did you think of the style that the book is written in?
First half sucked, in the sense that, oh come on, with all the jokes and oh look at this magnificent joke I gave you, you know.
Well, I mean, I've been reading a lot of books that are kind of doing this, like just making it look like a script.
Uh-huh.
That's
Yes.
A
nowhere
lot
near.
lately.
Yeah.
And I think I read the last Harry Potter book like that, A Cursed Child.
Mm-hmm.
And
that was a script.
It was actually a screenplay, so that was okay. But overall, I don't think I really like that.
The style.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm wondering if that was just something he leaned on, being an actor.
I mean, that would make sense. It's just whether or not his editor allowed it.
Well, because when you have like a well-written book, the dialogue is just different. Like there's so much around the dialogue. You know, you're getting facial expressions and emotions, and like it's not just what they say.
Right.
So.
But that said, though, I thought the dialogue was really good, especially in parts. Which is unfortunate. I mean, there's a good story in there. It's just that I think a bit of good editing would bring that out.
I agreed. Apparently, he didn't care what his editor said.
Yeah. The editor just said, do what you want, and apparently he did. I don't know. You know. Like I said, it got a bit old, you know, hearing the same mechanics just over and over and over and over. So,
but isn't that what David Duchovny is, though? I mean, that's his style. That's just what he does.
You know, I've heard of instances where books are written by like ghostwriters, and then it's just said that like famous people wrote it, which I think. Do you think that's something that may have happened here, or do you think David Duchovny was like writing it down?
No, that's too much of David Duchovny showing through that, unless this person was like really close to him.
No, if that were the case, I think it would be David Duchovny with, and then they'll have the ghostwriter's name.
Right.
So.
I agree that would normally be the case, but there have been a couple of instances where it just said like by the famous person, and like the ghostwriter wasn't even acknowledged.
Well, then is it possible that, you know, they got to like through the first half of the book, it's like, oh my god, if this is what you're writing, we need to save this and bring in the ghostwriter for the second half.
Wait, we need to fix
hold
this.
on, I'm gonna look really quick and like notes anything about like.
I'm almost certain he wrote it.
I'm almost certain he wrote it too, because the tone seems.
Oh look, there's pictures. Okay, well here's. I don't know if you can
gotta
see.
put it up here.
I know. I'm just.
Yeah. Very good. Yep.
The turkey LPM thing. David Duchovny. Designed by Abby Kagan. Yeah, it doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
It says for West and Miller and Blue and George and Black and Joe and Patty and Delilah.
Mm-hmm. I say it's a good story. It's just that for whatever reason they decided to go with how he did the first part, and
yeah,
a lot of people don't get past that. I just look at the reviews on Goodreads, and a lot of people mention that. Like, which is a shame, because there's at its heart, it's a good story. I think
there is a good story. It's just the delivery falls short.
One of the things I liked about toward the end of the book was when they're being pursued by both the Israelis and the Palestinians, and of course, the typical. I think this is where this phrase comes from: the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Right.
Where they got to both of them say, "Well, you hate pigs and you hate pigs," and it's like, "Yeah, well, let's hate pigs together." And that's what
it's so easy.
Yeah. So,
is that his idea to straighten out that conflict over there?
Yeah. Well, that apparently is a thing. So.
Yeah, definitely. So shall we move on to our ratings?
Like, what did we give it? What do you want to go first?
2.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm surprised by that. I'm surprised by your 2.
It was rough, man. Maybe it just clicked at the wrong spots in me. I'm like, really? Did he really?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a 2.5. If you guys want to raise it up from there, still, it was rough.
Well, you are allowed to specify that, because Goodreads does not allow half.
I know. So I figured her 3-star would help me. No, you gave it higher than that?
No, I didn't give it higher than that. I gave it a 3.
No, I gave it a 5.
What? I didn't give it a 2, but
West Shop's head explode.
It was just.
Yeah, I gave it a 3.
Is that a 3? Is a 3 a meh?
Well, no, 2 is a meh.
Okay.
2 is it was okay.
2 is okay.
3 was
I liked it.
You know what? Right. Maybe it is 2.
You're infecting her, John.
Oh no.
I've held off on rating it because I was like, how do I feel about this book?
I had high hopes for it going in though, but I think that's probably what helped me drop it down a notch, is because I was like, this could have been a lot better.
Yeah, but you're supposed to like rate it on the book that it is, not the book you wanted it to be.
True.
So like being like, it could have, there's everything in life could be a lot better.
Yes. Or to your taste. More to your taste, let's say.
I mean, I enjoyed the jokes, as long as he didn't say, see what I did there? See what I did there? Haha, you got that right.
Yeah.
Man, I have so much guilt giving books a 3. So like, because I feel like
I do have guilt behind this.
It's a good rating. It's a good rating.
It is. You liked it, right? But for some reason, 3 makes me feel guilty because I feel like 3 is kind of mediocre.
It's right in the middle.
It's not memorable to me. Like, hey, I enjoyed it while I was reading it. I didn't really think about it again afterwards. I liked it.
With those standards, I would say 3 would be okay. Yeah. But I can't say I liked it enough.
Mm-hmm.
I think because, and we've discussed this in previous discussions, but because I listened to it, I also bought the hard copy. So I think I'm going to do myself the favor of, or maybe disservice of reading like the last couple of chapters. I'm going to reread the last couple of chapters.
In the voice of Elsie that you think Elsie should sound like, right?
Yeah.
Elsie probably does not sound like David Duchovny. Right.
And then I'll reevaluate. So it's probably somewhere between a 2 and a 3.
How about you
I read it to you? Is that what you're going to say?
Sure. No, I was going to say record yourself reading it out loud and then just submit it.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
That way it actually has a female voice behind it.
Mm-hmm.
I have to not be sick.
They might get better ratings. I'm sorry, David. It's nothing personal.
It's not you.
It's not you.
But kind of is.
I like you, David.
It's unfortunate that Kelly wasn't able to join us because I know she said she really enjoyed the book, so I would have loved to get her thoughts.
Maybe she would have given it a 5, and then we could have had a discussion about as to why.
Okay.
Which I would really like to know.
I know. I'd really like to know too. So I'm really hoping that she posts in the forum to give us an idea of, what she loved about it. She doesn't listen to audiobooks. So
she has a better idea.
Yeah, I bet you the whole time she had this female Elsie in her head, and she was like all set.
Okay.
So
that makes sense. What did we do? Sorry, David.
Usually when books are read by the author, though, I feel like they're better. I don't think this was the case.
No, I ended up giving it a 3 as well. I think that if they had cut out the self-referencing and breaking the fourth wall, that would have made it a 4. And then the dialogue I thought was really good, especially the interaction with all 3 of the animals. And I'd say I would like to read more of that, but without the constructs from the first part. So.
Right. Would you consider reading anything else by him?
Yes. All
right. I wish. Actually, I'm going to look it up because I thought it sounded really interesting. The book that just released recently. I think it's supposed to be funny. Hopefully, he doesn't make the same kind of jokes. David Duchovny.
Wow.
It's called Miss Subways, a novel.
Everything he makes is a novel.
Oh yeah, it's blah blah blah, a novel. This was holy cow, a novel. So it says New York Times bestselling author David Duchovny reimagines the Irish mythological figure of Emmer in Miss Subways, a darkly comic fantasy love story set in New York City.
Yeah, holy cow! Apparently, it's the lowest rated version. His lowest rated book.
Wow.
It was probably just like,
talk about starting at the bottom. Now we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Like controversial.
We haven't gone up yet.
maybe people tried to read it and they were like, I don't want to read this pro-vegan, vegetarian stuff.
That's another point, yeah. Is it too preachy? At the beginning, kind of, but, you know. How else are you going to get the point across, I guess? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Like, I teach creative presentation, and one of the things we talk about is, the 3 pillars of public speaking, and swinging too far one way or the other. Mm-hmm. The term totally escapes me now, but
controversial.
No. There's another word for it. But for example, like the example that we always use is the Sarah McLachlan animal donation commercial, where she's singing Angel. And like I always ask the class, do you sit through that whole commercial? And everybody's like, no. As soon as it comes on, I change the channel. Because it's too heavy-handed with the emotion. It's just too emotionally heavy. And it swings so far in that direction that people can't, they just tune it out. So, I feel like maybe there might be a little bit of that going on.
I really want to know that term though now.
I use it all the time, and I'm upset.
Well, next time you come
remember.
Across it, you're going to yell it to the house at me. So,
well, listeners, Desirai can put it in the forum, so you can find out what she's thinking about.
Yes, we can all find out. We'll know what she means here.
I think it's called like just an emotional imbalance.
Okay.
An imbalance, or it's gonna make me angry. Okay, I'll look it up and I'll put it in the discussion board. But so those are our readings. I will read the last couple chapters over, not via audio, so that I can get really comfortable with whatever I give it. But the next book we're going to be reading, which I unfortunately don't have in front of me, is Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. And I don't know, have you started it yet, Tom?
No, I have not.
Okay. We purchased it from Audible, so that is likely. I mean, this book has been on my mind a lot, and what?
I'll save my comment about how this person is reading it for the next.
For the next discussion. Okay, so I don't. It's not terrible. John doesn't like it though. So this book has been on my mind because it's been in hardcover for what feels like a really long time, and I keep waiting for either the paperback to come out or for it to go on sale, and it hasn't. And when I go into Barnes and Noble, I think it's like $27 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I prefer paperbacks. so I've just been holding off waiting for this book to go on sale, but clearly it's not because it's that good and it's being purchased still. Right. So we did get the audiobook, and I probably won't get the hardcover. So that's going to be interesting.
You get the ebook.
I could. It's still a lot, though.
She's obsessed with.
I'm obsessed with physical books.
Having things
I'm not. It's
physically.
not. I'm not. I don't tell you about the ebooks I buy.
It's funny. She said something on the stream today. She says, I did a bad thing. And I was like, you bought more books, didn't you?
I didn't.
She didn't, but that was my response. that was my reaction to it. You bought more books, didn't you?
Not without reason, yes.
I have read the synopsis about the Little Fires Everywhere, but then I intentionally try to forget it because I'm just hoping to jump into it blind, and I think I'll enjoy it more that way. So, but I expect us to have more to talk about with that one.
Well, but holy cow, for it, it's like, what, a 3-hour audiobook or something? It's short.
It was short. It was really short.
So, and nothing against that. It's just
every other book that we've been reading has been 5, 6, 7, sometimes 10 hours, 12 hours of an audiobook. So when it was over, I was like, "That's it? That's it? Really?"
We were just bad at jokes. Right?
Makes sense. Yeah. No, those stopped. Like Tom said, it got better about halfway through the book. It's just
it did. I thought so. Like I said, the dialogue I thought was really, really good. It's like, if they could central, with the script that he was writing, it's like, actually, that was good because it took out all that other stuff that he was doing. It's like concentrated on the characters and what they were talking to each other about. I think that was the strongest point of the book. So.
Agreed. But I am looking forward to the next one. So if you're watching this after the fact, or if you joined us momentarily, I feel like I lost a couple people when we had that glitch and had to restart the stream, but things happen. Anyway, if you would like to support the channel, you can do that by becoming a Patreon at patreon.com/Libri Labra. You can also join us on screen during our discussions by signing up to be a book club VIP member. And there are some perks that involve getting a custom bookmark and being able to select books that the community votes on for us to read, in addition to a monthly giveaway. And I'm sure there's more stuff. You just have to check out the Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.